Day 5, smoothie number 5. This last one is a little wacky, and I'll admit this is an experimental smoothie, but I actually want to encourage you to experiment with ingredients that you can put in your smoothies. And don't limit yourself to what you think of as a typical smoothie ingredient. So today's smoothie I was thinking of as a pumpkin peach smoothie, but there's a bunch of other things in there too. So we're gonna use frozen peaches and canned pumpkin. In place of canned pumpkin, you could also use something like a roasted squash that was pureed. I'm gonna use an orange, that's gonna be another fruit to add a little sweetness. I'm also gonna use some bell pepper for an extra vegetable. That's also gonna add a little flavor. And because everything is kind of in the orange family, I thought that the color added there would also be nice. My source of protein in this smoothie is gonna be tofu. Tofu actually makes a lot of sense to put in a smoothie. It's high in protein, it doesn't have a lot of its own innate flavor, and it blends pretty well. I wanted to use silken tofu. I couldn't find it at my store, so it's regular tofu. The texture might be a little bit creamier with a silken tofu than a regular tofu, but it should work either way. And then I'm gonna add some ingredients today that are pretty much strictly for flavor, because I want to boost the flavor of some of these ingredients that, frankly, things like tofu and pumpkin don't have a lot of flavor on their own. So I'm going to use a little bit of fresh ginger, a little bit. I'm just using a slice. You could maybe get away with more, but I don't want it to take over. I'm gonna add some maca powder. Now this is an ingredient that probably most people don't have around. It's like a root powder, and it just adds a little almost sweet toasty flavor to something. So I'm gonna add a couple teaspoons of that. And then I'm probably gonna also sprinkle in some cinnamon. So you can add spices to smoothies if you want to, just to give them a little bit of a boost of flavor. The liquid I'm gonna use today is water, but I've actually made a chia gel. Chia seeds absorb water. They become kind of almost like a gel. So I've added a tablespoon of chia seeds to a half a cup of water. And this is basically gonna be my liquid. If I need more water, I'll add more water. If you end up with a bad smoothie, sometimes you can just add more fruit and you're gonna have a bigger smoothie, but usually adding a little bit more fruit is gonna help your smoothie to be palatable and enjoyable. You can taste your smoothie like you would with cooking. You can taste it as you go, and if you taste it and don't like what the result is, find something else that you could maybe add to enhance the flavor. So let's just go for it. 1 orange, put in that pumpkin, ginger. This smoothie has about 366 total calories, about 15 grams of protein, which is a pretty decent amount, and that's coming from the tofu, but we also have protein in the chia seeds. And, you know, everything else has a little bit too. There's some even in the maca powder. About 8 grams of fat and about 15 grams of fiber. Woohoo! Two teaspoons. Wow. Chia seeds are also adding omega-3 fatty acids, so a healthy fat, one that we actually need in our diet. I'm definitely gonna add additional water. This one's very thick and it's very orange.
Oh, what you making?
Oh, this is a smoothie.
Is it a Bears smoothie? I didn't wear the Bear shirt like you asked me not to.
The Bears are in the playoffs on this day of shooting, so Joe needs to keep this team spirit up.
Yes.
But yeah, look, this is for you, for sure.
Really?
Blue shirt, orange smoothie. This is an experimental smoothie, so
Great.
give it a shot. Joe has tried actually some of the other smoothies off camera, so we'll have to see how this one compares. Seeing what
you didn't see her look when she was tasting it on camera at a different point, so
it's a little interesting.
We're gonna see.
I did add some cinnamon. I don't know that that was a good idea. You can actually taste the red pepper.
Okay.
I shouldn't tell you this. Let me know what you taste.
Yeah, go for it. Observe their facial reactions. Now for a truer indication of facial reactions.
That's your facial reaction to everything.
It is
I'm
certainly
taking
not.
nothing from it.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
It's like slightly sweetened, cold vegetable soup.
It does have a little bit of a more savory sense to it. It is sweet. What if I added like some pineapple to it or something?
I don't know. I think you've got a lot of things going on in there already, so...
There are a lot of things going on in here.
Yeah, it feels like this is like a shake they feed astronauts in space to give them whole nutrition, and they don't expect it to taste good because you squeeze it out of a tube.
Okay, you could stop at that last point because I think it's cool if we think of this as a shake that they feed astronauts in space. So this one's interesting. But again, just offering you some ideas of things that you can try in smoothies. Come up with your own combinations. And if there's one that you particularly like, leave it for me in the description below. Something interesting. So not just like, I like this fruit and this fruit, but like when you actually add some veggies and maybe a source of protein to your smoothies, what works well for you? I'd love to hear it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions or comments, leave those for me, and I will hope to see you next time. I'm gonna be eating this one, whether it's perfect or not.